Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. As you know, today is Friday, so TGIF, but I typically bring a co-host on with me once a week, and today just happened to be Friday because I was out doing something and completely forgot about yesterday, quite frankly. And so we rearranged it to do today. But today's topic is going to be why I went into teaching and why I'm actually switching degree programs from teaching to journalism. Although I guess, in a sense, journalism is still teaching. So, with that being said, I'm going to let Mel take it away. Mel's going to lead this episode, and I will be answering all Mel's questions to the best of my ability.
And you sure will. Good morning, everybody. This is Mel, and welcome to the show. Hi, Wynn. How you doing? I hope you're having a terrific morning so far. Okay, so we all make career choices, and we also make career changes. So let's start from the beginning. Why did you begin teaching, or what inspired you to start teaching? It's quite an endeavor. So give us an idea of a little bit of background, Lynn. Go for it.
Well, for those of you who haven't read I Come a Win yet, I had a battle with my health in 2006. At that time, I was literally flat on my back. At that time, my mom was still alive. And so at that time, a friend of mine came over to my house and basically offered me a volunteer job. And of course, without consent of me, my mom was standing there, and of course she said yes. Turns out that job didn't work out so well. And so at that time I was flat on my back. I guess I was on heavy pain meds for me not to say no. And I was 18 at the time. No, 19 because I celebrated my 19th birthday in the hospital, and I had just graduated high school. So at that time, I had a high school diploma, which that worked well for me. And at that time, I was planning to take a gap year, get my house together, and then go back to community college. Well, yeah, my mom kind of put the monkey wrench on that one because she wanted me out of the house. She wanted me active. She wanted the best for her child. Well, unbeknownst to her, I was going to lose that job in 2009. And so that's how my teaching career started. Now, that being said, this journalism degree will be my first official associate degree because at the time, my community college is and was so focused on nursing that they have now forgotten every single other program they offer, including education. And my able-bodied girlfriend, I watched her go through ATL double hockey sticks trying to get her associate's degree in education. She was doing it at a late age, like I am now. And so they failed to mention to me, and this is at the community college level, that they even had a associate degree in education. So to this day, I only have a group leader certificate in early childhood education. So I don't have a official associate degree. God knows how I made it through 10, 11 years of preschool teaching with that degree. God knows. But if I would have been smart, I would have gone back to school in 2009 and left the education field then. Dummy me goes, oh, what am I going to do now? Dummy me doesn't realize that you can go back to school until, last year? So, yeah.
Well, the funny thing about life is that it unfolds the way it's supposed to. So every opportunity that presents itself to you and every decision that you make to seize that happened the way it's supposed to. So now let's look at this for a second. Teaching is an inspirational endeavor. It's a guidance. It's not so much a convincing type of a field. It's not your job to convince anybody. It's your job to hopefully guide and inspire somebody who's open-minded and open-hearted. You transition into the choice of journalism, which is a little bit more targeted and a different audience, right? So what led to that?
Yeah.
And you paired that with fashion journalism which is even a more specific target audience, which tells me that, there's a little bit of pairing with a passion that you have. So take us through that process. Take us through those moments that led to that.
What led to that is because I've been around writers since I was 23 years old. My stepmom's sister is a writer, and they keep asking me, what books are you working on? They keep asking me all about my writing projects. My dad keeps asking me all about my writing projects. My fan base keeps asking me all about my writing projects. So I'm like, now, since we've, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it nicely as I can. Now, since we've got the buffoon in the U.S. government, and the buffoon with the big orange hair, and we've got Medicaid being pulled left, right, and center, and we've got the education system at the risk of God knows what. I want to pull myself out of the education system and give myself more job security, because let's face it, I have cerebral palsy, so job security is very important. I can't be making $152 a month and think that's enough to live on. No. So that is going towards a degree with more flexibility and more potential for me to grow as a human and as to take the emotion out of it, because when things get on my ghost, I get very emotional, and as a journalist, you need to take the emotion out of the human interest story you're writing. And so I think that's where I'm headed with the journalism aspect.
Gotcha. So the thing is, when you're taking the emotion out of anything so that you can, for the sake of seeing clearly and taking a bird's eye view, it also gives you the ability to not have a cloud of judgment, hopefully, right? Because at the end of the day, you're still writing a perspective. you're still, you're going to evoke some sort of an emotion in the reader's eye because of the point of view that you're writing, So,
Yeah.
what is it about writing that you enjoy?
It's relaxing. It's downright relaxing. I mean, people ask me all the time, why are you spending so much on these homework assignments? One, I have CP. Two, when I get into one of these modes, such as clickbait or the letter to yourself, I just keep going and going and going and going and going. I'm not kidding, I was only supposed to submit one homework assignment. I submitted two of the same homework assignments, different versions of them this morning.
Wow. Okay, so writing obviously is your superpower, right? Everybody has a different superpower,
Yes.
So
yes.
it's relaxing
Writing
to
is
you,
mine.
so your best creative juices flow from your brain to your fingertips to your pen to the paper, in a very kind of literal term, right? But you're not using a pen and paper. I imagine you're using your keyboard and you're typing on your laptop, right? Correct?
I am using Dragon, naturally speaking, soon to be, and then I'm using Siri on the iPhone. And I admit that, and I come a win. I admitted that from day one. I can't type to save my life. So I use Siri, and I use soon to be Dragon, naturally speaking. That should come in my life in the next week.
I've written in the past, and when I do, I love using the notepad on my iPhone, and I speak into the phone, and that way I can capture exactly the essence and the meaningfulness of what I want to say. I don't have the superpower of penning it on paper or typing it out because I think my brain and maybe my soul and my heart work faster than I could type and project it on a piece of paper or on a screen. My handwriting is horrible. Thank God for speak text, right? I mean, I wrote out a complete document on the plane, which was one of my best things I've ever written, within 20 minutes. And it was, I loved it. It was brilliant, and I don't think I ever would have been able to capture that if I had taken the time to write it out or to type on a Word doc, because my mind would have taken over into being too grammatically correct and trying to perfect it instead of just letting it all flow. Some obviously professional writers have that ability, because they're so good at typing or they're so good at writing. But myself, I'm more of an auditorial power. I like to speak, and if I don't capture the meaningfulness behind what I'm saying, it could get lost in translation or completely not even be documented at all if I try to write it or type it.
Exactly.
Do you feel the same way?
Exactly. No.
Do you go through that?
I feel the same way. I have spent many years with tutors and many years trying speech dictation. We've spent, and I'm not kidding when I say this, over $1,000 on speech dictation. And when Siri came along, I was the happiest person on the planet because I could write my thoughts and write my feelings, and Apple does a wonderful job integrating accessibility into all their devices.
Yes, technology has been absolutely a blessing to us in that regard, right? I just don't. There's just no way I could be able to do that. I mean, I have an outline for another book that's come my way, and also there's a chapter in a multi-author collaboration called Breaking Barriers: Personal Stories of Struggle and Victory. that's going to be released in November, and I'm speaking on it at the end of this month. And the publisher, a good friend of mine, said, hey, because of your cousin and your best friend's stroke, we can do something with that story if you want to collaborate with us. Apparently he heads a stroke awareness event, and he wants to write a book with other authors based on, overcoming medical adversity like that. And I had shared with him that, we could do a dual write between myself and my cousin. He's never written a book before, but, going through the stroke and rehabbing strongly now, I think it'd be a powerful story between his experience as a professional, as a coach and professional athlete, and then falling from the stroke and then climbing back up. And then my role would be how it impacts the people in your life, because I was there from the beginning when it happened and helped them rehab all the way to the end. So it greatly impacted the both of us in two different ways, obviously, but it's definitely, medical struggles or things that you overcome are never a solo effort. It's never a solo life event. It affects everyone in your life.
They're never a solo effort. They're never a solo
not at
effort.
all.
And that's why I'm going into the journalism field, and that's and just to give you guys a quick update, and I'll figure this one out as of Monday, so I'll give you guys another update. I'm looking, they say on my paperwork that I'm supposed to graduate in, originally they told me December 2019, which I told you guys.
Right.
Then when I looked at the paperwork, it said spring of 2020, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I'll figure that one out on Monday and let you guys know. Thank you very much, because I know Mel is making plans to come down, and so I know some of you are making plans to come down. So we got to get to graduation date, right? We've got to get to graduation date, right? But I'll figure that one out on Monday, and when my graduation date gets closer, I will simply let you guys know, because I am planning on graduating with my class and physically graduating with my class, because the last time I got my degree, my group leader certificate, I received the diploma 2 days after my mom died. They wanted me to come to a graduation ceremony, but I wasn't in the best spot to come to a graduation ceremony. Plus, it wasn't an associate degree, because the school forgot to tell me they offered associate degree, and so I just thought, the heck, no, I'm not coming to a graduation ceremony just to receive a group leader certificate, but this one is more impactful to me, because it's going to be job security, so we hope, and it's going to be outside my original training, which my original training was getting on my nerves. Let's just say that. Teaching preschool, getting on my nerves. Now teaching third grade, not so much, because they understand a lot more about CP. I'm noticing that 2 seconds, well, 4 weeks into it, a month into it. So, and I'm really, really lucky that my work supports my college degree. So if worse came to worse, I can take the time off to fly out to San Francisco and walk. But so that's what I'm going to try and do. And my tip for going back to school, everyone, and then we'll get back to the education aspect of it, is tell your work, tell your family, tell everyone that you're going back to school. I mean, I made this bloody clear in March that I was going back to journalism school, and if I knew about the Academy of Arts back in 2009, I would be a full-fledged journalist by now. And so given the opportunity of finding the most supportive environment, and my previous college, my second college to that, I tried Concordia University, and they weren't so supportive. They kicked me out because I didn't keep my grades when I was up. So then that took a little bit of work because I had to deal with being a college dropout for a little while. And so, and of course I had to refill all the paperwork. But that's on the side note. So if you're, and with the Academy of Arts, one of the things they do offer, disabled or not, is academic coaching. So I have a academic coach, even though she works with about 10 people. And so they do offer that, whereas Concordia University didn't offer any academic coaching, or they offered support when it came to registering for classes. But I think the Academy of Arts knows the starving artist mentality, no pun intended. And I don't plan to be a starving artist in journalism. No way. No way. I spent my years being a starving artist and teaching. So no way. No way, no way am I planning to be a starving artist and writing. No way, no way. So that's why I'm going into journalism. And to me, it just seems like everyday work. I'm doing homework. I'm doing a little bit outside the journalism field, but my English class is all about journalism. And so my studio class, not so much because it's more about fashion drawing, and that's the problem, because I am a freshman. I get stuck. I shouldn't say stuck. I get lumped in with all these potential fashion designers, and when we did the letter to ourselves, my teacher didn't even bring up the word fashion journalism. She brought up fashion designing, and it's like, really? So, really? And so that's why I feel like I'm a sore thumb when it comes to not only fashion journalism, but being in the Academy of Arts, because I'm a sore thumb. I'm a stick out, beat the old drummer woman with cerebral palsy. I know how to ask for help when I need it. I know how to find the resources I need. I'm probably the only one in there with published work.
So you're sure there's absolutely no way that you want to be a starving artist? I don't think we got that from you, but.
Yeah, you think? Oh, God.
I was like, okay, let me count this. 1, 2, no way, 3, 4, 5.
No way.
I think it.
No way.
No way.
No way. I don't know. See when this journalism student gets on.
I think you're on the right track here, Wynn. There's just no way it's going to happen.
There's no way it's going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen.
Take us through some fun moments, though. You know, I mean, I've had some hilarious moments in my career in coaching. What are some of the funniest things that stand out in your mind about teaching? I mean, hell, you taught kids for a long time. They had to really kind of make you stop and think and twist your mind. I mean, kids say the darndest things, right? So what are the funniest moments you've ever gone through in teaching?
The most outrageous question I've got I'll give you an example from my preschool, and I'll give you an example from my third grade, because one of the questions, one of the things my colleague makes all the classes do that she teaches is she makes them ask questions of me. So I'm sitting in class one day, and a kid, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention, or I just think he wasn't paying attention. I'm sitting in class one day. A kid is sitting above me on. Now we're talking about a visor that you sit on at a basketball game, or a visor that you sit on at a little league game. This kid falls on me, and one of the things we try and teach preschoolers is say I'm sorry to Miss Lynn, or say I'm sorry to Miss Susie, or whatever the teacher's name is, and they do it in a minor bird sort of way, and this kid never quite said I'm sorry. And the funniest moment was when these kids used my walker, which they weren't supposed to do, at a jungle gym. My preschoolers used my assistive device at a jungle gym. I'm not kidding. They wanted to touch the dang thing, and my colleague who I went with now also taught preschool, and she reminded me of that when she told the third graders not to touch the dang thing, not to touch the walker. And the third graders just looked at her like, we know better than that. We know better not to touch Miss Lynn's walker. And she's like, I'm not kidding you. The preschoolers used it as a jungle gym. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say that. My walker sometimes would go halfway across the room if I wasn't careful. I mean, it's like my preschoolers did not know assistive device from a drama, basically.
Right.
And then the funniest part the saddest part is when I would say to, not so much to third grade anymore, but when I would say to the preschoolers, clean up, they would just look at me like I'm nuts. And it's like, you guys, they looked at me as if I had no authority over them. And so that's why I exited preschool teaching when I did, because I'm like, no more of this.
No control. You had zero control.
No
right?
control.
Preschoolers.
I had no control.
Yeah.
And I always thought that I would be a liability issue. Me, myself, being a liability issue. Not so much anymore, because third graders know how to sit for 2 seconds as I explain the lesson.
Right.
And then I get a little bit jumpy because it's a fun.
Yeah.
But I always thought I would be a liability issue, because if preschoolers did something incredibly stupid that I couldn't catch them, then I wouldn't have very upset parents.
Yeah, kids are unpredictable, right?
Because I work at a private school, those parents have money. And when it came to liability issues, if anything happened to their kids, of course they were going to get too crazy and contact their lawyers. And it's nuts.
We live in a litigious society, right? I mean, it's
yes, we do.
It's just the way it is. That's it's just the way it is. It's equal on both parties. But okay, all right. Wow. So let's fast forward to your journalism degree. Here you are now, a fashion journalist. What is your dream piece, or what is your dream project that you're writing about? Tell us what would be just the ultimate thing to do an expose on in your eyes. The very reason why you got into it. Like here you are, and boom, you're writing it to the world, and it has you written all over it.
The ultimate call for me would, which I know this is going to happen because you never know who's going to be listening to your podcast. The ultimate call for me would to get either a call from the New York Times or a call from the head of New York Fashion Week and say, Lily, do you want to come write a piece for a fashion show in New York from the disabled perspective? That would be the ultimate icing on the cake.
That would be pretty cool.
And by the way, and I'm actually going to look this up while we're talking. And by the way, if you guys type in, which I'll probably get because they use students, and so I am going to look something up. If you guys go look up, I'm just logging in as we talk here, because my school actually has a magazine. I think it's called, let me just see here. One is called the Fashion Blog Daily, and the other one is called, and that's a newsletter, the Fashion School Daily is a newsletter, and the other one, I'm looking for the official magazine, I can't seem to find it right now. School Daily, no. We have all these different, journalist aspects of everything, and this was my phone. I apologize for that, guys. Because we are trying to get more awareness about the Academy of Arts. So I am going to see what our school newspaper is called. Why can't I find it?
Did you say you're working for the school newspaper?
I may be because
that's awesome.
Can I find it? I think it's called 502. The next time I get it, I will. Let me just see. You guys, as you're listening to this, go click on the Academy of Arts School of Fashion. That's where my journalism degree is coming out of. So you may see me pop up on their Facebook page because they use students all the time, and we have a specific social media center. So they use alumni and students, probably alumni, all the time. And I cannot find the other one that needs to. And I'm looking at the head of the World Journalism right now. He is the contributing editor of Forbes, a contributing editor at the Huffington Post, and he's the head of the fashion journalism school at the Academy of Arts. So, what the Academy of Arts is producing is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, they've had students work at Dior. They've had students work at Google. They've had students work at the New York Times. They've had students work at the San Francisco Chronicle. I mean, what the Academy of Arts is producing is phenomenal, and their programs are phenomenal.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you're going right into the right environment.
Well,
and
right into the right environment.
Well, yeah, and it's going to bring the best out of you because it lines up with your passion. You know, whenever you create the experience that you want, the right atmosphere, you know, collaborating with the right people around you that are like-minded and share the same values and dreams and hopes that you do, you know, that's positive energy. It just circulates all around, and it definitely will bring the best out of you. You know, it's not
it will.
Water seeks its own level, right? You know, and you want to be around others that are going in the same direction. And I think you've got a very exciting journey ahead of you, my friend.
It definitely will. And you guys, I will give you an update on Monday. Those of you who are planning on supporting this journey of mine and watching me walk, and I may be taking something with me other than a walker. Surprise, I won't spill the beans on that yet because this little surprise may have to take finagling, but we'll see. We'll see if I can pull this little surprise off because I just texted someone about this little surprise using my little surprise in different capacity, but we'll see if I can pull this little surprise off. And now I will tell you what that surprise may be offline because you will be blown away if we can get this surprise together. And so that
would be
my
awesome.
Educational journey. And so Mel, but thank you for leading it. And so Mel, how would you like to close this episode out, and how would we like to continue this little journey? And of course, yes, this podcast will go in my portfolio as a journalist. Geez, you wouldn't think I could get the podcast? No, thank you. And so this is what my life is now. My life as a journalist.
You know, this really is a story of courage and chance and risk, right? You know, following your passion and your dreams takes courage. It takes foresight. It takes planning. It takes execution. It takes, you know, really imagining the best out of yourself. And so it doesn't matter what you do. You know, if you're in a field where there's a part of your field that you love, but it's not the complete thing, or it's just a field you absolutely don't want to be in, take a risk. You know, have the courage to kind of imagine it. You know, invest in the steps. Look at what it would take to make that change. You know, it's not just one of those things where, oh, that's for other people to do, or, I could never do that. Get out of your head and lead with your heart. Get out of your own way. You know, if you can imagine it in your mind and in your heart, you know, then it can be real. And that's not a cliche. That's not a, you know, corny thing to say. I mean, how do you think the greatest things in the world are experienced? It's because people take a chance. They absolutely take a
I'm
chance.
just going,
Sometimes if you're in a level of your career that you feel stagnant, that's a sign. Don't bury that within yourself and just give up. That's telling you something. It's telling you something that you need to change. So open up your mind and your heart and find something that you love, and everything else works itself out there. Sometimes it's not a smooth transition. Sometimes it takes time, but if you just hang in there, it always works out for the better. And that's my message today.
and I'm just going to mention a couple quick things. Look for, if you guys are going back to school, not only use FAFSA, which is the United States government, the United States Education Fund is FAFSA. They'll give you a percentage based on your income, and it doesn't have to be for disability. If you're in the Army, which a lot of my class is, they're going back to school on the GI Bill. And my grandfather, my dad's dad, actually went to Harvard Business School on the GI Bill. So he got his tuition paid for on the GI Bill. So look into that. And also, if you're disabled and have the opportunity like I did, which was a little blessing and a half, vocational rehab, they not only help you find jobs, they also help you find educational opportunities. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, like I am, they will pay for your program. They will pay for your program and give you the assistive technology you need. So that's always a great option. People don't have to rely on FAFSA or what Canada offers, thank you very much, because people think that people have to rely on FAFSA to go back to school, and then you guys can do it. If I'm doing it, you guys can do it. And that's my PSA. Look, search, move rocks to send yourself back to school if you're stagnant in your job.
Yes, absolutely. If you uncover opportunities and you seek them out, greater branches appear as well, right? There's always a way.
Yep.
Yep. Never let anything get in your way. Yeah, never letting get anything in your way, whether you have to do it organically on your own or if there's programs out there that can help you. Regardless, you are responsible for you. You are responsible for your own experience. So just go for it. If you guys have something in your mind that you want to pursue that's a passion, don't think it's just for other people and, I can never do that. Well, okay, you're right. But you can also do that, which is also right. Anyway, thank you for sharing all that, Wynn. That was another amazing story. And I look forward to the next one.
I'll always be sharing amazing stories, and it's a beautiful fall day here. By the time you guys hear this, it will be Tuesday morning, and I will be almost finished with my degree. I get finished with my first semester in December, then I take a break, and then I go back to school, obviously, and go deeper into fashion journalism. I'm actually registering for classes on Monday for my spring semester. So hopefully spring semester will be a little bit easy on me because I could go into classes without teachers telling me what was actually going on. And so that was a little bit of an interesting experience. No, it took, and I will tell you this, it took the head of the online freshman department, who also teaches on campus in San Francisco and online, 4 weeks to figure out that I had CT and that I can do my homework digitally. 4 weeks. And I had Yeah, not
Wow.
bonus light bulb in box. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
well.
that's why if you guys saw me a little bit out of my mind on Facebook, that's why. Because I was fighting back and forth with this teacher, and of course I was doing all the assignments in my sketchbook like the good student that I am, and she was giving me no credit up until last week. No credit.
Wow.
No credit. And so I'm like, finally, she got, finally, special ed went to bat for me, and finally she shot me, saying, oh, I'm sorry, you have CP, I didn't realize that, because it's not in my commendations, when I'm like, oh.
Well, now you know. Now they know, right?
Yeah.
It's all good.
So now they know. It's all good. But sometimes you have to fight for what you need, and that's why I say that. Sorry. You have to fight for what you need. And the cool thing is if you go to college and get your transcript and transfer to another college, especially for graduate work, sometimes the college classes you have previously taken will transfer over. At least they did with me. 3 of them transferred over to equal class. So good. I don't have to take those 3 classes, but the rest of them I do. But I am enjoying it. It doesn't seem like work. It doesn't seem like homework. So if you guys want to do it, move Vox to do it. And I think everyone should go back to school and continue being a lifelong learner. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Mel, for leading this episode. And then we'll see you guys next week. Thanks to you guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.